Hello, I'm Joanna Naden, and this book is The Worst Class in the World, written by me and illustrated by the brilliant Rikin Parekh, because I can't draw at all, not anything, unless you want cats that look like dogs and humans that look a bit like aliens, which actually does sound quite like fun, but probably not for this book. And you can see how brilliant they all are, the illustrations right on the cover, and they show you who is inside this book. First of all, this is our hero, Stanley Bradshaw. He is fond of footling and fiddle-faddling and shilly-shallying, and he's not too fond of work. His best friend, where is Manjit? Oh, down here at the bottom, this is Manjit Morris. He wants to be the first human boy to swim faster than a shark, as well as the first human boy to do a lot of not very possible things. Then there's all their friends who are on the cover as well. This is one of my favourites, Bruce Bingley. He can burp the national anthem, and he once got a plastic brontosaurus stuck up his nose for a week. There is Penelope Potts on here, who is an annoying telltale. There is Lacey Braithwaite over here. She is a compulsive liar. There's, up here, upside down, there's Keith Mears. He gets everything he knows from the internet, which means a lot of it is wrong. And inside there's lots and lots more. And together they make up the worst class in the world, at least according to their head teacher, Mrs. Bottomley Blunt, who makes a noise like a horse when she's annoyed, which is quite a lot of the time. The thing is, Stanley, he doesn't think they are the worst class in the world. And Manjit doesn't think they're the worst class in the world. And I don't think they're the worst class in the world. They're just having some fun, which is something we all like to do. I'm going to give you a little idea of what I mean. I'm going to read you the very opening of the book. Our class is the worst class in the world. I know it's the worst class in the world because Mrs. Bottomley Blunt, who is our head mistress, and who makes a noise like a horse when she's annoyed, which is a lot, is always taking our teacher into the corridor and saying, "Mr. Nidget, I have come across some rotten eggs in my time, but 4B is literally the worst class in the world." Literally means actually scientifically true. Mrs. Bottomley Blunt pointed that out when Manjit Morris, who is my best friend, and who was going to be the first human boy to swim faster than a shark, said his head had literally exploded when he got a dog called Killer for his birthday, and it actually hadn't. It is true that a lot of things do not go as well as they could in Class 4B. For example, number 1, the time Penelope Potts became playground monitor and reported us all for trying to tunnel to Finland. Number 2, the time we went on a school trip to Grimley Zoo and Harvey Barlow smuggled a penguin back on the bus. Number 3, the time Manjit brought Killer in for show and tell and she ate 4 gel pens, Lacey Braithwaite's rubber that smells of strawberry and Mr. Nidget's emergency shoes. Plus no one has won a prize all year, and 4A have won number 1, Best Assembly About Monkeys, number 2, Best Being Silent when Mrs. Bottomley Blunt bangs her gong, number 3, Best Raffia Owl Display. Although this is not surprising, as their class captain is Eustace Troy, who is president of Chess Club, first violin in the school orchestra, and team leader on the Shining Examples competitive spelling squad. Our class captain is Bruce Bingley, who can only burp the national anthem, which I think is quite impressive, but Mrs. Bottomley Blunt does not. She says school is not about footling or fiddle-faddling or fun. It is about learning, and it is high time we tried harder to excel at it. Dad says, well, at least I haven't been arrested. Grandpa says being arrested would be getting off lightly, and in his day he had to walk 5 miles to school barefoot and eat gravel for lunch. Mum, who works at the council, says, I have spent all day listening to Mr. Butterworth bang on about bollards, and the last thing I need is a heated debate about eating gravel. As long as Stanley's happy, that's all that matters. And you know what? I am happy, because 1, according to Mr. Nidget, everyone excels at something, even Harvey Barlow. They just have to look very hard to find it. Number 2, according to the laws of probability, we've had all our bad luck and nothing else can go possibly wrong. Number 3, according to Manjit, even if it does go wrong, we have a foolproof plan to get away with it, which is do not tell anyone. You see, 4B may be the worst class in the world, but I like it. The problem with Stanley and Manjit is that their brilliant ideas don't always turn out to be quite so brilliant. In this book, they try to invent their own secret biscuit recipe so they can become the biscuit kings of 4B. And then in the second story, that's when they bring Manjit's dog Killer in for show and tell. Of course, nothing goes according to their foolproof plans, but do they care? I think you know, but you can find out when you read the story. I hope you have as much fun reading the book as I had writing it. Bye.